The chandeliers at Caruso's drip gold on a Thursday night. Laughter. Garlic. Expensive cologne. The kind of room where money doesn't need to announce itself. Nadia Reeves moves through it all in a black waitress uniform, water pitcher in hand, face completely still. Wade Harlow sits at table 7. Polished smile. Clean hands. He has no idea tonight is the last night any of it protects him. Has the person you trusted most ever turned out to be the very thing you needed to escape? Before we start, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. Nadia reaches the bar. Without a single change in expression, she presses 2 fingers to the inside of her left wrist. 3 seconds. She doesn't breathe. Just prays someone in that room understood what she just asked. 30 feet away, a silver-haired man with cold eyes slowly sets down his glass. $340. That's what's in her bank account. The lease has Wade's name on it. Her phone, he checks it every night before she sleeps. The bruise along her collarbone is 4 days old. She covers it each morning with concealer and a scarf. Nadia Reeves is not weak. She is trapped. There is a difference. For 8 months she watched. Listened. Memorized danger before it arrived. 3 nights ago, through a cracked bathroom door, she heard Wade on the phone. Once the deal closes, I won't need the girl anymore. She didn't know exactly what that meant. But every instinct she had told her she was running out of time. If you were Nadia right now, what would you have done? Drop it in the comments below. Nobody gets too close to Nico Ferraro. Not the servers who refill his glass before it's half empty. Not the manager who checks his table twice before he arrives. Not the men in expensive suits who lower their voices the moment he walks past. Wade Harlow sits across from him, smiling too wide, talking too fast. He has no idea that this restaurant, the one his entire deal depends on, has belonged to Nico for 11 years, quiet as a closed fist. What Wade doesn't know could bury him. Nico says little, listens to everything. When Nadia moves past the bar, 2 fingers, left wrist, 3 seconds, his eyes track her like a compass locking north. He doesn't move. Doesn't react. Just makes a decision nobody in that room sees coming. Do you think Nico will help her, or use her? Tell us what you think in the comments. Nico leans toward his head of staff, 1 sentence, barely a whisper. The man nods and slips into the kitchen without a word. Wade is still talking. Numbers. Property details. Square footage. He has no idea the man across the table stopped listening 2 minutes ago and started building a case. When Nadia returns to the dining room, she finds a folded note tucked under the edge of a side plate near the bar. 4 words. You are not alone. Her hands shake. She reads it twice. Looks up slowly. Nobody appears to be watching, not openly. Nico is still smiling at Wade. Nodding. Asking all the right questions. But by the time the actress arrived, he had already made 3 phone calls. 4 words changed her world tonight. Drop a comment, which 4 words have ever changed yours? 72 hours. That is all it takes. Nico's people move fast, and they move quiet. Within a day, they have every record attached to Wade Harlow, the car dealerships, the shell companies, 3 properties transferred with forged titles. And then they find it. 1 parcel of land on Chicago's South Side. Originally deeded to a woman named Claire Reeves. Transferred out of her name 18 months ago, without her knowledge, without her consent, without a single valid signature. Wade Harlow had tried to sell Nico Ferraro his own property back to him. Nadia sits in a back room at Caruso's as Marcos slides the documents across the table. She reads the fraud. She reads the forged signatures. She reads the names. And then she sees it. Claire Reeves. Her mother. Nico Ferraro does not ease into hard news. He sets it down in front of her like a stone on a table. The property Wade tried to sell him, the South Side parcel, the one at the center of the deal, was originally deeded to a woman named Claire Marie Reeves. transferred out of her name 18 months ago. 4 months before she died. Nadia goes completely still. Wade entered her life 8 months ago. He found her 3 months after her mother's death. He brought flowers to her apartment the first time. Asked soft questions about her family. Said all the right things. He was never drawn to her. He was managing her. Keeping her close. Making sure she never looked too hard at where her mother's land had gone. Nico watches her face and says nothing. Lets it land. When she finally breathes, she asks one question. Is it recoverable? The property? He holds her eyes. Yes. But only if you're willing to stand up. He slides a folder across the table. Claire Reeves' signature is on the first page. Shaky. Real. Hers. Wade's name is on the last. For the first time in 8 months, Nadia stops being afraid. Something colder and cleaner moves in to replace it. Anger. Has someone ever gotten close to you just to take something? Tell us in the comments. You are not alone. Wade Harlow starts calling at 9 p.m. By 10, the calls become threats. By 11, he is standing inside Caruso's front entrance, jaw tight, eyes scanning every face in the room. The staff does not flinch. They have been trained for exactly this. Wade raises his voice at the host stand. Demands to know where Nadia is. Says he knows she's here. Says people are going to regret keeping things from him. He says the word, regret, like it means something permanent. 3 feet behind him, Marco Delgado appears from the hallway. 6 feet of absolute quiet. He speaks 4 words. You should leave now. Wade's whole body shifts. The color in his face changes. He looks at Marco the way men look at something they suddenly realize they do not understand. He leaves. In a back room, Nadia watches it all through a phone screen. She sees the moment his confidence folds. She sees the door close behind him. The fraud documentation landed in a federal agent's inbox at 8:47 that evening. Wade Harlow is already finished. He just hasn't been told yet. Wade Harlow walked into that restaurant thinking he still held all the cards. He had no idea the deck had been reshuffled the moment Nadia pressed 2 fingers to her wrist. Who do you think deserves what's coming to Wade? Drop your verdict in the comments below. By morning it is over. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Wade Harlow is detained by federal agents at his Evanston home at 6:14 a.m. Property records, wire transfers, forged notary seals. The kind of paper trail that doesn't leave room for charm or lawyers to untangle quickly. He is gone. Nadia sits in the same back room at Caruso's, hands wrapped around a mug of coffee that has gone cold. Relief should feel like something. It doesn't. Not yet. It just feels like the absence of noise. Nico comes in. Sits across from her. Doesn't ask if she's okay. He already knows the answer to that. She looks up and asks the question she has been holding since Thursday night. Why do you have the signal? He is quiet for a long moment. Then he tells her about Rosa. His younger sister. Gone 15 years. A crash on a road outside Milwaukee that he has never once believed was an accident. He says Rosa used to press her own pulse when she was frightened. Just to feel it. Just to confirm she was still there. He built the signal out of that. Out of grief. Out of the thing he could not do for her. Nadia doesn't say anything. She doesn't need to. He stands to leave. Stops in the doorway. Your mother's property, he says quietly. We'll get it back. He is gone before she can ask what that is going to cost her. What would you have asked him? Leave your answer in the comments. The document comes in at noon the next day. Nico's legal team pulls the original deed on Claire Reeves' property, the filing from 22 years ago, before anything was stolen, before anything was lost. And on the second page, listed as the attorney of record, is a name that stops the room. Rosa Ferraro. Nadia's mother and Nico's sister knew each other. Worked together. Had a professional relationship that dates back more than 2 decades. Long before either Nadia or Nico existed in each other's worlds. The document lands in front of Nico at his desk. He reads the name. Reads it again. Sets the paper down very carefully. For a man who controls everything in a room, he goes very still. Nadia is told an hour later. She processes it the way you process something too large to hold all at once, in pieces, slowly, one corner at a time. Her mother. His sister. Connected. Which means Rose's death and Claire's stolen property may not be two separate tragedies. They may be one story. And it is nowhere near finished. Nadia makes a decision, not for Nico, not for anyone else. For Claire. For the woman who signed her name on a document that was taken from her before she could fight back. Some signals don't just save your life. Sometimes they open doors that were never meant to be found. Could this be bigger than either of them imagined? Tell us what you think is coming. Drop your theory below. 6 weeks later, Nadia Reeves signs her own lease. Her name. Only hers. On a one-bedroom apartment 4 miles from Caruso's with a window that faces east and catches the morning light clean and full. Wade Harlow faces 11 federal fraud counts. His lawyers are good. They are not good enough. The property on the south side is in legal recovery proceedings. It will take time. Nadia knows that. She is not in a rush. She is learning what it means to move through the world without counting exits. She goes back to work at Caruso's on a Tuesday. The dining room smells the same: garlic, candle wax, money. But she moves through it differently. Her shoulders are back. Her eyes are level. Nico is at his regular table. He looks up when she passes. He raises his glass, barely an inch. She nods once. That is enough. 2 new staff members have been quietly trained in the past month. They know what 2 fingers pressed to the inside of a left wrist means. They know what 3 seconds looks like. They know what to do next. The investigation into Rosa Ferraro's death was reopened 11 days ago. Nadia does not know yet where that road leads. Neither does Nico. But both of them are still here, and they are both still looking. She rests her fingers against her wrist at the end of her shift. Not pressing. Not signaling. Just resting. Her pulse is steady. Nadia Reeves pressed 2 fingers to her wrist that night to ask for help. She did not know she was also pressing play on a story that had started long before she was born, and one that is far from over. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you are new here, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because the stories on this channel do not stop at survival. They go all the way to the truth. We will see you on the next one.